What is going on, guys? Ninja Nick back with another round of this league challenge at Flipside Gaming in Clifton Park, New York. We are going to wait for them to start the timer. It looks like they did. I know Eamon on the left here got at least one mulligan, so Morgan was able to draw an additional card here. Morgan is on Chien-Pao, as you can tell by the Frigibacks. He just wanted to play something different, I believe, this time. And Eamon is on just Turbo Lost Box, just a standard Dragonite version, I do believe. He might have Kyogre in it, I'm not 100% sure. I didn't see the whole game, I just saw the tail end of it after I finished my match, which I did end up winning during this round. You guys will see me on camera again, as well as Chris one more time as well, both from the previous round. We are getting a pretty strong start here from Morgan with the double battle VIP pass, being able to get Chien-Pao, Bidoof, Frigibacks, Radiant Greninja. That's pretty sweet. So you have two Frigibacks in play, as well as the Bidoof to potentially draw you some cards. So you're just looking for maybe some Iridas in future turns. I do know this boy loves his Iridas because he does have 4 full art ones. So attaches and retreats his Frigibacks into the Chien-Pao. Probably going to go back into his deck using the Shivery Chill. So not sure why he cut there. I actually, in the expanded camera view, I can see him shaking his head. He's like, I don't know why I made you cut. These guys, they told me that this is a game to watch, and not in a good way. I believe there are misplays abound here. And I will say that Eamon has no excuse. But Morgan on the right here, he stayed over at Chris's place the night before because there was a League Cup I had to miss the day before. And Chris has 3 cats, and Morgan is like deathly allergic to cats. So he was like I literally walked into this venue and he was in tears because of his allergies. So I don't know why he hasn't learned his lesson from that yet, but we do see a concealed cards as well, discarding one of those psychic energies, and is able to draw a couple of cards and just a pass after that. So a pretty standard start from Chien-Pao, pretty good start here from Chien-Pao as well. If Eamon is able to respond with like a turn 1/7 in the Lost Zone, attack with Radiant Greninja, knock out both Frigibacks, Morgan will probably just auto-lose the game. So we'll have to see if Eamon is able to stretch to that point or not. Also, Eamon, bro, this hoodie is like 10 years old, and I can tell by the by the arms there. Get a new hoodie. For those who are unaware of Eamon, he did just start his own Pokemon TCG related YouTube channel. I believe he has 2 videos up now. He did post a intro video as well as a tournament recap from the whole weekend, the cup that I missed, as well as this challenge. So be sure to check that out. I believe it's just Eamon PTCG. I'll have to double check while he's doing his Lost Box turn. It gets rid of double Nest Ball off the Colress. Is actually pretty strong when one of those other cards is Battle VIP Pass. So has not used a flower selecting yet. Definitely always do the it's Eamon PTCG. I'll show you guys. That's it right there. Focus. He's got 15 whole subscrizzles. Go check him out. Or don't. I'm not the boss of you. But yeah, always use your Colress before your flower selecting, because you see deeper, you're able to make more correct choices off your flower selecting after you use your Colress. We did put a Super Rod in there. That could be important, but usually the Kyogre versions have like 3 Super Rod and an Energy Recycler. or 3 Super Rod, 2 Energy Recycler. The regular Turbo Lost Box still have 3 Super Rod. You usually only need 2 ever, so he should probably be fine lost zoning 1 this early, especially if you see it this early. So we are going to use concealed cards to draw 2, but are we able to get to 7? So we could flower selecting 2 more times. That would put us at 5. Then we could Lost Vacuum away a tool or stadium that we could put into play. Then we would just need a water energy attach, as well as the Mirage Gate, which we already see the Mirage Gate in hand. So he is putting the heavy ball there. This is definitely correct. He is getting, it looks like Artisan is the stadium. If that was Pokestop, that would be a lot better, because that could potentially get you to a second Mirage Gate, which would then make it, and as well as the Lost Vacuum, which would make it a lot easier to be able to get to the turn 1 Greninja. So here we go. We are at 4 in the Lost Zone. This will be 5 after we use this third flower selecting. Are we going to be able to get there? Ooh, a water energy. I think that you actually do get rid of this second Super Rod here. Do you have another? Yeah, so he has... He actually has a V Pokemon in that Raikou, as well as the Forest Seal Stone. So what you do here is you get rid of the Super Rod. No, Eamon, no! You get rid of the Super Rod. You V-Star for a second Mirage Gate. And then you just double Mirage Gate, retreat the Comfey into the Greninja, and then Moonlight Shuriken, both Frigibacks, knocking them both out. And I think maybe Eamon is realizing that now. Trying to play a little bit more conservatively by saving that Super Rod. But I think if you can just go aggressive and get there, just do it. Because then Morgan has no response on the next turn. And you can really run away with the game that way. So I think maybe an issue with this start is maybe just getting that Manaphy so early. He got that off the first Battle VIP Pass. Maybe if that was another Comfey, or even just a Cramorant, his start would have been a lot better. You could have gone for the turn 1 Rad Ninja, double Frigibacks, and then on the next turn, just retreat into Cramorant and just start spitting. So yeah, Eamon definitely could have played that a lot better, and I think in hindsight he knows that. But Morgan still needs to find Rare Candy, Frigibacks, as well as multiple energies. Morgan is going to put the Pokestop in play for Eamon. They can both benefit off this card. He is going to get a couple of cards here. It looks like, I think that was a Nest Ball as well as the Cross Switcher. Getting rid of another one of his own Pokestops. Not too bad of a start here. He does have the Bibarel as well, so he can draw more cards with that. We are just looking for Rare Candy Baxcalibur. We have neither of those cards in hand right now. If we have Luminion in the deck, we could find the Irida, and then we also have another Ultra Ball. So, we could... How would we do this? Yeah, so we definitely need the Baxcalibur. I think, like, right here you could, if you have Luminion in the deck, you could Ultra Ball for Luminion, use that to grab the Irida, use Irida to grab Rare Candy Baxcalibur, Rare Candy into the Baxcalibur, use your other Ultra Ball just to really thin your hand, or something, and then just use, yeah, just to thin your hand, and then use Bibarel to draw until you have 5, and then maybe get a superior energy retrieval off of that. Oh no, he already had the Rare Candy. I missed that in his hand. Oh yeah, so this is definitely the correct play. And he already has superior energy retrieval. So this is actually a lot better. So he is going to use the superior. He's going to get rid of 1 Chien-Pao as well as a Nest Ball. He's going to get back the, I believe, 3 or 4, yeah, 4 energies that are in the discard pile here. And now what he can do is he can attach 1 to the Frigibacks to retreat, and then put the other 3 onto, like, I guess his Chien-Pao, use, or just 2 to his Chien-Pao. And then take the knockout, I suppose. So he's going to put... Okay, so he's attaching 1 to Greninja, 1 to Chien-Pao, 1 to Greninja, 1 to Chien-Pao. Almost attached that 1 to the active, and he did tell me about this play. Now he's going to Super Rod just the 1 Chien-Pao back in. I think that 1 Super Rod... I think you could have held that. But definitely should have retreated the 1 Frigibax to his bench so that he could put the Chien-Pao up. Use Chien-Pao's Shivery Chill. He could get 2 more energy. And then just knock out the Comfey. It still isn't the strongest start because you'd rather be using Radiant Greninja here to take the knockout. But since Eamon did put the Manaphy in play, you can't actually use the Radiant Greninja to attack here. So, yeah, not quite sure. Ooh. Oh, so I think Morgan's going for the Cross Switcher play, and he's just missing it. He missed the Irida or the Cross Switcher off of this Bibarel for like 3 or 4 cards. And now he's getting really punished for it, so... Yeah, I think you still just place 1 energy on your Frigibax before trying to go for that. He did get the Canceling Cologne, though. He just needed the other Cross Switcher. And then this would have been an extremely powerful turn. Like, even still, you could still retreat the Frigibax just to get the energy in the discard pile. Put the Chien-Pao up, use Shivery Chill, and then Cross Switcher in order to get the energy that you need in hand. So yeah, Morgan could have played that turn a little bit better as well. So this is what they were telling me, is that they're just like both misplaying left and right. To the untrained eye, you wouldn't actually really notice that they're doing that much incorrectly. Except for maybe Morgan's lack of a retreat. And just passes from there after Ultra Balling for a Chien-Pao. So I guess Ultra Balling now is not too bad. Is he like benching that and then passing, or is he just putting it in hand and then passing? I think you feel fine benching it and then passing. In case your opponent does like play Ino. It's very unlikely that a Lost Box deck is going to be playing Ino. But I have seen it before. But I feel like if Eamon was playing it, you are now getting super punished by keeping that card in hand after Ultra Balling for it, so. So Eamon's going to get rid of Lost Vacuum Nest Ball off of this Colress's Experiment. We are now at 7 cards in the Lost Zone. Eamon is tracking that. 2 of his prize cards are beneath his Lost Zone. I think he should scooch those prize cards a little bit further down on the mat just to make it so they're not on top of the prize cards. That could be an issue for a judge at like a regional or something. Also, these two, gotta mention this. Their V-Star markers are very interesting. I believe Morgan's is a K-pop idol called Twice, I want to say. I've asked him this question multiple times that he really likes. And then Eamon's is Naked SpongeBob. So I'm sorry that the kids at home have to see that, but, you know, it's the way he is. So... still got about half the time left in this best-of-1 match. Eamon is going to Super Rod. After using that Pokestop to mill like 2 Pokemon, is going to shuffle a couple Pokemon back into the deck here. Or at least that Dragonite back into the deck. Yeah, the Dragonite, and then gets double energy back with the Mirage Gate. I'm not sure why you're going for the Greninja attack now. That could knock out the... Okay, yeah, actually, I do see why you would do this. So you would go knock out the Frigibax and then put the remaining damage on the Baxcalibur so that then on the next turn you could just knock out the Baxcalibur with Sableye, but he did mill a Sableye, so that's in his discard pile now. So still not the ideal. Not the ideal play, but, oh, it looks like he's going around the Frigibax and the active, and he's going to go after the Bibarel. I think maybe he's trying to knock both of them out at the same time. This will leave the Bibarel with 30 HP remaining. Baxcalibur will have, I think it has 160 normally, so that would be 70. So you'd still have 2 damage counters left over after knocking both of those out with a Sableye, but I still think it would have been better get rid of the Frigibax and hit the Baxcalibur simultaneously, because then if Morgan is not able to get another Frigibax down, you have the double knockout. You have the knockout on the only way to get more energy into play. And even if he does put the Frigibax in play, you go Sableye to the second Frigibax that he just benches, as well as the Baxcalibur, knock both of them out, and then all of the energy that Morgan has to work with for the rest of the game is already in play. But with the HP of your single prizers so low, I don't know if how well that works out for you. But then again, Morgan is still at, both of these players still at 6 prize cards this far into the match. We are about 17 minutes in now. Morgan does go canceling Cologne. Double cross switcher will bring up that Manaphy. We will see the switch into the Radiant Greninja. We just need 1 more energy in order to be able to attack and take 2 prize cards. But Morgan doesn't have the energy in hand. He's waiting to get it off the Bibarel. So he could have switched into the Chien-Pao, used Shivery Chill to get it, and then retreated the Chien-Pao to guarantee that. But he didn't do that. So I think this is a bit of a missequence from him as well. Yes, you would have to burn 2 of the energies that are in play, but I still think it's worthwhile. And it looks like he does get the energy off of the Bibarel, so in hindsight, this is the better play, but it was a lot more of a risk. So Pokestop coming back in is going to get rid of that Artisan, making it so it's a lot harder for Eamon to put those basic Pokemon into play. And I think if I were Morgan, maybe I would have wanted to actually put another Frigibax in play off of that Artisan if the last Frigibax wasn't prized. But then again, those are 60 HP Pokemon. Eamon is at 8 cards in the Lost Zone, and he could just go Sableye, knock out both Frigibax. So, and yeah, here is a Colress's Experiment as well. So that's going to get another couple cards in the Lost Zone. Eamon getting rid of his own Pokestop as well as a Lost Vacuum, because of course he doesn't care about his own Pokestop if his opponent already played it for him. And he does have Sableye. He's going to attach a Psychic Energy to it. Now he just needs a way to move it. Plays Escape Rope, and now we might actually see the Sableye knocking... I guess he could knock out the Frigibax and Baxcalibur here. Could he? Or no, that's not enough damage, right? Yeah, I think he's like 10 short. So he can knock out the Baxcalibur and the Bibarel. And then have 2 damage counters left over, which you could put to the Frigibax. Or you could put like 1 to the Frigibax and then 1 to the Greninja. Wouldn't be bad either. Looks like Eamon, I think he just like basically drew 3 off of his Pokestop. It happened a little fast and I wasn't directly looking at it, so. Yeah, has 2 damage counters left over. Looks like that's going to go to the Frigibax. That's perfectly fine. Takes 2 knockouts, so we are tied on prizes, both 4 and 4 here. Morgan will still be ahead in the prize race because he will be able to take at least 1 KO using his active Chien-Pao this turn. Morgan also using concealed cards first before using the Shivery Chill on his active. If there is any energy left in the deck, that's definitely a missequence, because you could have thinned those energies out of the deck, making sure that you don't redraw into those. But it looks like he has triple superior energy retrieval in hand, as well as no Baxcalibur. So he's also going to draw 3 off of the Pokestop. Pretty good, but again, you need that Baxcalibur in order to get those extra energies in play. And protect the Frigibax even. Alright, so now we're going to go for the Shivery Chill. We're not punished off of both the Shivery Chill and the Pokestop. Being able to... Morgan's literally holding his hand and laughing super hard, so I think they're both understanding the missequence there. I don't listen to the in-game dialogue. Just like I'm listening to the same music you guys do, so... It's a lot easier than editing the music in post. So I can just have a playlist on shuffle. Plus, like, their commentary actually, like, kind of distracts me a little bit. So he got the 2 energy off of the Shivery Chill, and I think the 2 of them are both talking about how bad they've played this game. So we see Lost Vacuum. Not going to play that just yet. Finds the Hisuian Heavy Ball. Can get a Pokemon out of his prize cards. He is going to get another Bidoof. But if Eamon is able to establish another Sableye on this next turn, we will just see... both that and the Frigibax go down would definitely be the correct play from Eamon, and then we could maybe see some cleanup with a Dragonite a Dragonite V afterwards. Eight minutes left on the clock. Morgan's got to figure out something to do here. I think if you're him at this point, you just have to put that Bidoof down. You need the ability to draw some extra cards in future turns. Maybe INO yourself to a lower hand size so you can potentially draw something more useful like an Irida. Gonna attach 1 energy for a turn because that's all he's allowed to now that he doesn't have the rule-breaking Baxcalibur in play. Thinking about taking it back, thinking about playing it. I don't know. You've already used concealed cards. Yeah, they're just wasting time at this point. They're just like bullshitting, for lack of a better term. He's gonna discard the 2 energies, or at least off of his bench. I think I would have discarded 1 energy off the active just because you do have the superiors in hand. And then that way, if your active gets knocked out, you still have a way to attack with your other Chien-Pao on this next turn. But looks like we are going for Super Rod, Barrage Gate, Super Rodding the energies back into deck, Mirage Gating onto the Sableye and the Radiant Greninja. Radiant Greninja and Sableye could both take the knockout on the Frigibax. And we're going to see an escape rope. So that's going to... Yeah, this is another reason why he should not have discarded the energy off of that Chien-Pao on the bench. Because now if he were to put that one up from this escape rope instead, he would just be 1 energy attachment away. Eamon's going to mill some more cards with Pokestop. Gets a escape rope, so that's not too bad. Gets rid of a lightning energy, which is a little bit sad at this point. He's already used his Super Rod, so... we do have 1 Super Rod in the Lost Zone. I believe he's used both Super Rods now, so he's down 3 Super Rods. I don't believe he'll have any more left available to him. Although I have seen some Lost Box decks play for Super Rod, but again, Those are sometimes just the Kyogre versions, so we'll have to see if Eamon does have access to those. I think the fact that he didn't Lost Zone the second Super Rod earlier in the game is probably telling that he only has 3 copies, so Eamon is going to do the correct play in getting rid of the Frigibacks just in case, instead of just stacking damage onto the 2 prizers. I wouldn't have been opposed to putting 10 onto the active Greninja, just so that another Sableye would be able to knock it out. Morgan's top deck, of course, being the ever ubiquitous after turn 1 Battle VIP pass draw. Looks like we are going to concealed cards as well, drawing 2. I think there's no more water energy in the deck, so the fact that there's no active Chien-Pao isn't really super punishing. We do find another cross switcher, but I don't believe we have the 4th left in hand, at least. Gonna mill a couple of supporters as well as the Bieberl with the Pokestop. I guess the Bieberl doesn't matter because the Bidoof was never benched on the last turn. Had he benched it on the last turn, Eamon would have, instead of spreading to the 2 prizers, he would have just knocked out the 2 1 prizers and been 1 more prize card ahead. So they are tied currently. Morgan still somehow was scraping through this game. But it's still not looking good for him. I think it's looking pretty good for Eamon. We are going to grab Chien-Pao as well as, I think that was Super Rod off of the, yeah, it is Super Rod, off of the Ino. Morgan's probably saying something along the lines of, what am I supposed to do with this Chien-Pao? Because I already have 2 in play. And he did Super Rod 1 back in earlier, so. We are going to Super Rod again here. I mean, unless you're able to knock out the Sableye, I don't even know what you do. Because you could always Super Rod back into Frigibacks and then put it into play, but then, like, what do after that, you know? Like, the Sableye is just going to eat it again. Even if you put down, you would have to put down 3 Frigibacks to ensure that one of them lives to see the next turn. And then your opponent is at 1 prize card remaining. And had Eamon just spread 1 damage counter to the active Greninja, in that case, it would have just been game over. But we're going to have to see. I think Morgan's trying to find maybe that cross switcher. Or no, he would have gotten that instead of the Super Rod, I think. I don't know. I don't think it's worth it. But he is going to bench another Frigibacks and a Manaphy here, so Greninja not going to be a threat from Eamon. It does have at least 1. I think it's... Is that 1 energy in a Forest Seal, or is that 2 water energy? I can't tell from the glare. That is the one thing that's a little bit unfortunate about recording these tabletop games, is it's very hard to avoid the glare. A lot of these game stores have, like, overhead ceiling lighting, you know? Like the same stuff you'd have in schools. And I just try to pick a place that's generally out of the way. We are going to see a retreat after using that superior just to grab 2 energies. You can grab up to 4 energies from your discard pile, so able to just grab the 2 there to retreat and then just take a knockout with the Chien-Pao. We are going to go down to 2 prize cards remaining. Eamon now has to establish yet another Sableye in order to make sure that those Frigibacks can go down. Now, is he able to do that or not? Now, the other thing here is that Morgan does have a full bench. That's going to make it a lot easier for a Raikou to be able to take a knockout here. So, will we see the Raikou knock out the active, take 2 prize cards, go down to 1, and then just hope that Morgan doesn't find Rare Candy Baxcalibur? He did Super Rod another Baxcalibur back into the deck. Looks like we are going to go with the flower selecting here first before the Chorus's experiment. There are, it looks like, 3 cards left in deck, so I don't even know if Eamon even wants to use Chorus here. So we are going to use Radiant Greninja to draw 2. We do find Dragonite. We got 1 card left in deck. And yeah, I think at this point, Eamon is out of Sableye because of the way he's utilized his Super Rods earlier. Which I don't think was avoidable. But he might just... Is he just going to attach and pass? He could even fleet-footed for the last card in deck, if he wanted to. I believe he does have Roxanne in hand as well, so Roxanne would allow him to be able to shuffle some cards back in. I think what he needs to do is Roxanne and hope he redraws the Mirage Gate and not the energy. It's a very interesting situation to be in. Fleet-footed for the last card. Makes sense. I think you could have fleet-footed it afterwards, but... yeah, now we're going to Roxanne. Heyman's going to shuffle his whole hand, and that's going to become his deck, and then he will draw 6 cards. So yes, he needs to draw Mirage Gate and not energy. This is a wild ride. I'll say this is actually a very interesting game. And it looks like he does just that. He does get the Mirage Gate and not the energy. At the very least, he could have just put the energy back into the deck, not found the Mirage Gate, and then used the Forest Seal Stone to find the Mirage Gate, and that would have been fine. I think this is around the time when I showed up to the match here, because I do remember the Raikou with 2 energies in the active spot. So he is going to take the knockout, take 2 prize cards here. So it's good thing on Morgan for not benching the Bidoof earlier a couple turns ago, because Eamon would have won this turn. Now if Morgan has Rare Candy Baxcalibur and Superior Energy Retrieval, he wins. So he does have Irida. That can get him Rare Candy Baxcalibur, but what is the other card in his hand? I didn't really get a good chance to see it. But yeah, it needs to be... and we are in time, so they are showing that Morgan is turn 1. On the... Of course, you can see that it's time by my timer. But officially, Morgan is turn 1. We are going to Shivery Chill for 1 energy card. Because that's all that's left. That was in his hand before from the Roxanne. And, yeah. What is that last card? Morgan can't draw any extra cards this turn. Unless it's from Radiant Greninja. He's going to discard the Water Energy, draw 2. And is there Superior Energy Retrieval in there? He has Frigibax. I think a Battle VIP Pass. And then we see Pokestop is going to mill the Superior Energy Retrieval, discard 2 cards, get the 4 energies out of his discard pile, and knock out the Raikou V. So, I mean, at that point, Eamon played as well as he could have. That's all that he could do. I think the mill of the first Sableye into Eamon's discard pile from the Pokestop is probably what lost him the game. As well as just not being aggressive and taking the double Frigibax knockout on turn 1, which he definitely could have done, but it would have cost him 2 Super Rods to do so, and put 2 energies in his discard pile, so... Or 3 energies in his discard pile, because one of them would have been from a Comfey Retreat, so... I don't know, it would have been a lot of resources out of Eamon to go for that, so... but it potentially could have won him the game there, so... yeah, Morgan able to take that. Morgan does end up getting, I think, first place at this challenge. And I think it's his first challenge points for the season, which is kind of funny. He's at, like, 169 right now. 4 behind me. Nice. But I hope you guys enjoyed. As always, do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We'll see you guys next time for round 3.